Hi everyone, this is Bria. I'm in command of this video today, so that's why it's gonna be a little awkward, and I'm not very experienced with the whole like holding camera. That's more Brooke's thing. She's kind of like the master of it. Master. But today we are actually going to go buy a menstrual cup. Yay! I used to want to be a sex educator, so I'm very into like the whole vaginal health, sex life health, menstruation health, and I figured like this would be a really good informational video just for people in general, so I thought why not take everybody along with me to go buy a menstrual cup so that I don't have to sit in bloody pads. So let's go. Let's go.
Why are you getting a Diva cup?
Okay, so here's the menstruation aisle, but really, I mean, obviously this whole video is TMI, so I kind of don't care. I literally woke up in like a pool of my own poop, and I've been like thinking about doing a Diva cup for a really long time, and now I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, I've used tampons for a minute. Like, I'll even show you like the organic tampons that I use, but I use those for a good minute, and I hate the applicator and blood straight through those. Plus, when you have something stuck up you, tampons are like plugging it up, and so there's no flow to it, and it makes your period longer. Plus, you don't have to like change out your Diva cup every like 2 to 3 hours. You can literally keep it in for like 10 to 12 hours. Way better, and you feel like more of a human. So let's try it. So we're gonna go with this one. It's smaller than this one. I've seen like everyone on YouTube using this one, like, but we're gonna go with the smaller one. I don't really have like a heavy flow, so I'm gonna be chill with it for now. Also, I don't know if Walmart really carries like organic anything. I've never really seen them carry like organic pads or tampons or anything like that. So if you ever feel like you want to try something organic, go to Target, because they have like a bunch of brands and they're all pretty good, and the packaging is cute. So there we go.
What are the benefits of actually having a Diva cup?
Okay, so something that I thought about while we were inside and we were checking out, and I was like getting ready to put this in a bag, I was like, well, I don't want to take a bag because that's wasting plastic, right? And one benefit to these is actually like the environmental impact. Like, obviously you guys probably know all about, you know, the world ending, like the amount of plastic in the ocean, things like that. This greatly reduces how much waste you produce. And if you're not getting organic tampons or anything like that, then your pads, tampons, the plastic covering around it is just floating in the ocean and kind of just further destroying our environment. So this isn't only healthy just for you, it's healthy for our planet. Another thing is, yes, this is $40 to buy, but you'd be saving at least like $80 a year by buying this. And I think, I don't know, I'm gonna research how long you can keep this cup for, but you actually be greatly reducing waste and fattening your wallet, so that's great too. These are actually produced in Canada, so that means that their health codes are way up, meaning that these aren't just any old thing that can get FDA approved and just shoved into your body. Like, there's a lot of things that are FDA approved that aren't good for you. These actually have like a really high standard, so your health will go up. And we'll talk about the connection with your body a little bit later when we do a sit down video, but it'll help you not be so grossed out about your period. Brooke went ahead and actually went out with her friend. They have to work on something, but I just wanted to show you these for a second. Like, these are the organic tampons that I was talking about when we were in Target, and I have loads of these. So if this Diva cup thing works out, I think what I'm gonna do is actually create little care kits for homeless women, or just like women who I know who are like lacking a tampon. I actually got a bunch of these because something that I do is I always carry around sanitary napkins and like tampons and stuff for other women, because we all know it's difficult. Sometimes you start your period like unexpectedly and things like that, and someone might need a tampon, so I like to carry around like a bunch of these for other people as well. So I think I'm gonna make some care packages with these for like homeless women, and then still leave a good chunk of them inside my purse for other women. I think the plan is for me, in regards to if this Diva cup works out or not, I think I'm going to invest in a couple of pair of those Thinx panties and see how those go too. And then on my next period, I'll pair them up and see how it goes, so I don't have to wear pads. For me, pads are very uncomfortable. Not only do they make me feel subhuman because like I'm sitting in my blood all day and that's really uncomfortable, but the bleach and the toxins actually irritate my skin a lot and it's really painful. First it starts to itch and then it starts to feel like physical stabbing pains down there, and that's not comfortable at all. So yeah, I'm hoping that this pans out, and that's about it. That's all I gotta say. I also have to say that I look pretty damn good in this lighting, but that's neither here nor there. But okay, see you in the next thing. Okay, I am back. I thought I would attempt to actually show you guys what the cup looks like and do kind of a little unboxing, even though I picked it up from the store. So I thought I would give you guys a little bit more background on like the Diva cup itself and kind of read the packaging a little bit too. Basically, the Diva cup is the economical, eco-friendly, and leak-free way to experience total period comfort. We will be testing if that's true. I'm excited about it, but we will be testing that out. The Diva cup is ultra hygienic, comfortable, convenient, wearable up to 12 hours at a time. It's 100% medical grade silicone with no latex, dyes, rubber, plastic, or BPA. It's reusable, economical, and eco-friendly, and it's made in Canada. And I have a lot of cool humans that I met that are in Canada, so obviously I'm assuming that it's good because they're good and they were made in Canada. Okay, so with the Diva cup brand, they actually have 3 model sizes. Model 0 is if you're new to the world of periods and are 18 years of age or younger. I would include that to say if you have like a really light flow as well. For me, the age thing kind of puts it off. I don't know if that has to do with like more anatomical reasons, as far as like how your cervix is or like where your uterus is placed or something like that within that age range, but it kind of doesn't really mention flow or anything like that for model 0, so that's something that I'm kind of curious about, like what goes into deciding the sizes. Then we have model 1, which is the one that I have, and it's if you're between the ages of 19 and 30 and have a medium menstrual flow. It comes with this little bag that your cup can hang out in. It's like a little drawstring bag, which is kind of cool, and it's not bad. It's not that big. Like, look at it. That's just what it looks like. They say that you can like cut off these little nubs if they're too long. One thing I'm concerned about with actually using these is if it's actually gonna fall off, or not fall off, if it's actually gonna get like stuck up there. But I did watch a video, and I'll link all the videos that I watched before I went out and purchased this today, but I watched one video where the woman explained that it's literally impossible to get this stuck up you. You will get it out, you won't lose it. It just kind of like moves up sometimes or moves down depending on, you know, your activity and things like that. So I'm excited to try it, and hopefully it'll turn out good. Coming down.
Help me.
So now is the moment of truth. We're actually going to be trying it. I went ahead and boiled it, and I set it on top of this little thing because I want to keep it as clean as possible. Might rinse it so it's easier to insert up there. I heard you can get a water-based lubricant in order to help get it up there. You can just slide it around the rim of the cup in order to help it travel up your vagina. But I don't have any lube on me, so we're just gonna do this with some water and see how it goes. Wash my hands again, but first tricky. Okay, so the cup is in. It took a lot of work. It wasn't just like a cute little slide it on in situation and it's there. It was kind of difficult. I don't know if I put it in right. We'll see if I put it in right. I have a pad on just in case, but it feels like I feel it, and I'm wondering, but I don't feel like a lot of it, so I'm wondering if that's just like the stem or if it's sitting too low. I don't know which it is, but we'll find out soon enough. But right when I put it in, my cramps went away, so that's kind of cool. I didn't feel it suction, and that's what's concerning me, so we'll see how this goes. Also, I accidentally to tell like a little TMI embarrassing story. One of the times where I had to take it out and start over again, I literally almost had it in. But what happens when you almost have it in and it unfolds on itself, it obviously like flicks, you know? And so not only did it flick and smack against like my labia, I guess that's what it's called, like the little lip flappy parts. And not only did it like smack against there, but all this blood just flung all over me. And it was traumatic, and so I'm really upset. But we'll see how this wears. We're gonna go out now to Fired Pie, so when we come back, I'll kind of see how I feel and how much blood is actually in my pad right now, and then we'll handle it from there. Okay. Tiny little update. I went to go in the car to get Fired Pie with Brooke, and it hurt to sit down. And so I went back into the bathroom, tried to take it out, was not successful, and then just kind of like twisted it and readjusted it and went on my way. It still hurt to sit down a little bit, but I think I actually, like, I think my vaginal canal, or like my cervix or something, whatever they want to call it, is kind of shorter, so I might need to chop off a bit of the stem in order to make it a little bit more comfortable. But it actually did suction, because when I went to go take it out, I had issues taking it out, and I kind of panicked a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to get it out in time to go to dinner, so I'm just going to try to readjust it. And so I readjusted it, and it was fine. I was able to go out, get the food, and come back home. I will kind of update you when it's time to take it out. I'm debating if I actually want to keep it in overnight, or if I want to just try to take it out now, or like before I go to bed and not sleep in it at first. But who knows, we'll see. I thought this would go a lot smoother and it'd be a lot easier than what it is, but it's not bad so far. I actually like it better than wearing a tampon. So I ended up taking, what was I supposed to say? I ended up taking out the IUD. I don't have an IUD. I ended up taking out the Diva cup, mostly just because I think I had it positioned wrong, and it was kind of uncomfortable, like after a while. I only had it in for about, its position was fine at first, and then I moved it around because the stem was like embedded in like one of my like vaginal walls, I guess. And then I think that kind of jostled it too much, so then it was sitting lower, and then that was uncomfortable. And then I just knew I couldn't sleep in it, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put on a pad so I can be comfortable. I think I'm gonna give it another try tomorrow morning and then wear it through work and see how that goes. Hello. I don't know what the heck this guy's doing. I actually didn't get to wear the cup today. Kind of bummed about it, because I feel like my day would be going so much better if I had worn the cup. Just because I feel kind of gross, just like sitting like in my own blood. Luckily it's light, but still I would kind of prefer it actually, or at least I was wearing a tampon. But when I woke up this morning, I literally had no time to do anything. So I just went ahead, slapped on a pad, slapped on some pants. Literally, I look like I'm wearing pajamas. Like, if you look at my work outfit, I look like I'm wearing pajamas. And then I'm wearing like fake Birkenstocks, so like it looks really lax. Like, that's how, just literally woke up 10 minutes before I had to leave, essentially. So I feel like a mess. I don't feel good today. I had Wendy's for lunch and now I feel like puking. So I kind of want to know from y'all, if you're watching, what are some like healthy period foods that you guys eat? Because I find that I never have healthy meals that I can just go to. So on my period, I usually just don't eat, and that's not good either. But I don't know, like, I don't know what's really good to eat on your period. I wonder what's like the best things, you know? So if you guys have like go-to meals, I would love to hear about that. But I will say, I just wanted to add this clip in just because I do feel like the menstrual cup has made a big difference, and I only wore it for a couple of hours yesterday, and I already feel like it would have been so much better. I think I'm going to have to trim off the stem in order to make it comfortable and shape to my body a little bit better, but I mean, otherwise, like, I think it was a great investment, the $40. Hey guys, I am back. My period has ended. So let's start with the first question. What are your overall thoughts on the Diva Cup? Well, my overall thoughts on the Diva Cup is the fact that I am completely in love with it. I used to watch like a bunch of different videos talking about people's different experiences with the Diva Cup, looking at different solutions for my period, because I absolutely hate sitting in a pad for 6 to 7 days. Literally, it makes me feel inhumane. I mean, I know some people are okay with it and they can deal with it and they don't really feel that grossed out by it, but for me personally, I just can't vibe with it. Will you be using the cup again? Yes, I will be using the cup again. As you've seen in this video, I actually didn't get to use it for very long, just because I put it in, the stem was a little bit too long. I needed to cut it to fit my body, and I didn't do that when I first put it in because obviously I didn't know. And then I ended up taking it out, but when I put it back in after taking it out, I kind of jostled it around awkwardly and it caused leakage. So it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. This is like the first period I've tried it with, so we'll see how it goes over like the next couple of periods. Maybe I'll do like an update eventually along the lines to see how I feel about it then, but for now, yes, I am going to continue to use it. How was the insertion / removal process? This was actually a question that one of my friends asked me, because I messaged the group chat and I was like, yo, you guys need to get on this Diva Cup, it's amazing. But the insertion process, it actually didn't gross me out as much as I thought it would. With using pads, I didn't really like interacting with my blood at all. It would actually make me throw up and gag. But I kind of wonder if it was like kind of like the accumulation of body sweat and moisture that gets locked in when you're on your period and using pads, and that's just like that mixture of that smell, kind of, it's like, ugh. I hate thinking about it. But yeah, like I didn't mind interacting with the blood part. Honestly, that was the least daunting part of the process. I think figuring out what fold works best for you is really important when it comes to the insertion process, because there's a couple of ways to do it, and I wish I had my cup. There's a couple of like different folding methods to the cup. So one of them is, I think it's called the punch down method, where essentially you just take it and you fold it in like this. So it's this little guy right here. Let me see if that will focus. Yep. So it looks just like that, and you just slide it on up there. I like that one. That was the one that worked best for me. And then there's this other one that they suggested, which is where you basically fold it in half like this. That was a little daunting to me, and then it was easy for it to like open up on me when it was barely inside. And the worst part is when like these kind of pop open and it's quite not in there and it smacks your labia. It's not really fun. It's like, oh god. But yeah, those are like the two methods that I know of. I know there's some other methods. I was just using the methods that were actually presented in the Diva Cup little booklet that I showed you guys, and I just chose from there. If you've had inserted a tampon, if you've had something up there before, then it kind of takes away that scary factor. If you haven't had something up there before, it might be a little bit more daunting. I think it's just the tricky part is learning when the cup has actually been suctioned and making sure that the cup completely unfolded inside of you. And so I think that's important to kind of know where your cervix is. Someone suggested that you can actually go to like your gynecologist, like when you're at an appointment, and ask them. I'm actually going to do that the next time I go because I need to get a pap smear soon, so I will be getting that done soon. As for the removal process, it kind of freaked me out a little bit because it is suctioned. Like, it's suction and it's up inside you, and you can't just like yank it out. Like, it's not like a tampon. I mean, you wouldn't yank out a tampon anyway, but it's not like you pull it out. You kind of have to like pull it by its little nub, but you'll pull it down to where you feel like the base of it right here. And when you feel the base, you're just gonna press into it, and then you kind of just, I like to fold it, like kind of try to fold it a little bit and then pinch it so it releases all of that air, or introduces air, I guess, and so it'll release the suction, and then you just slide it on out, and then it's just filled with stuff. Naturally, I feel like it's okay to be like grossed out by blood, but for me personally, I feel like most of my disgust around blood in my period was mostly because of the insecurity that it smelled, which I feel like it did. The insecurity of me leaking, which was honestly a possibility, still a possibility with the Diva Cup, but greatly, for me, greatly diminished. And just feeling all overall gross and out of control, and like I have to sacrifice a few days to be on my period and just accept that I'm gonna be grossed out by myself, like not feeling good about myself and things like that, and I had to accept that, and so it made me feel very negatively towards my period. But now actually having it, like, I'm not so super freaked out by it. The Diva Cup, you kind of don't really smell anything, and I mean, I think it's the thing that blood doesn't actually have a smell. Like, that was like, I guess that was like the whole thing in Twilight, you know, where Bella's like, oh my god, I smell the blood, and it's like, no, you can't smell blood. But I mean, you can't smell blood. Like, I would look at it, like I pulled it out and I saw all my blood in there, and I was like looking, and I was like, okay, this is actually a lot of blood that I produce over a few hours. And like, yeah, like, it's no big deal when someone comes at you on your decision about your body and about what you're doing with it and the waste that you produce because of what you're doing with your body. Remember that you're doing what's best for you, and that there's other ways for you to contribute to the health of your earth that don't involve traumatizing you, you know, that don't involve like making you uncomfortable. So if you like using pads, if you like using tampons, and you know they're not, you know, organic, and you know you use a lot of them, fine, use it, do what's best for you, make your body happy, make yourself happy. Because I think when it comes to menstruation, menses, periods, when it comes to that, I feel like you really need to take the time and the energy to invest in yourself and take care of yourself during that time, because it is a fragile time to be in. But yeah, do whatever is best for you. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was informative, and I hope you feel like you got something out of it rather than me just walking around and waving my Diva Cup everywhere. But if you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.